Hello everyone, my name is Sydney Gant, and for my formal presentation, I've decided to do mine about having a job as a teen. I personally have a job. Sometimes it's difficult, and most of the time it's very rewarding because it teaches me to have resilience. It shows me real life experience. It shows me how to spend my money properly and how to communicate with people. Many teens decide to get a job for different reasons. Some may want to earn their own money, some may want the work experience for the future, and some may want communication skills. Whether it's a part-time job or a babysitting gig, having a job will have a very big impact on your life. Some pros of having a job would be it builds responsibility, it earns money, it shows you it teaches you work balance, and it boosts your confidence. It develops work skills. It just really pushes you more out into the world and helps you become a better person. And sometimes you have to deal with rude customers, and that just teaches you how to be the nicest person ever, because when you're in a work facility and someone's being rude to you, you can't just you can't snap back or be rude back. You just have to take it with a smile, and that really shows you how you are as a person. It shows you just how to take on those challenges in life, which will come to you very, very fast. Some cons of having a job. With personal experience from me, I have a lot less free time. Typically my day, volleyball season just ended, but typically my day during volleyball season was a lot of, I would go to school from the normal time, 8 to 3:30. I would have practice from 3:30 to 5, and then I'd have to go to work from 5 to 7, which we're only open until 7, which is grateful to me. But it really was a big impact because my whole day I had something to do until 7 o'clock, and then I had to do homework, shower, get in bed, do all those things to prepare myself for the next day. So it was very difficult for me, but I pushed through and I excelled, and it always made my day better when I had a paycheck or when someone was super nice to me that day. It just really shows me that I know my life will be busy and it comes with challenges, but it's so great to be able to push through. Sometimes it does have limited social life. A lot of times during that period, I could not see my friends, hang out with my friends. I seen them at school, but it's not the same as I would have to miss birthday parties. I would have to miss family occasions. It was hard, but it shows me that you don't always get what you want, but it's a very good life lesson to know that you don't always get what you want. Early exposures to workplace challenges, I kind of already spoke on that. I didn't have this personal problem because I love to stay on top of my work at school and I love to get it done, but some students may endure impact on their academics. Now, that is not always the best thing. It's never the best thing to come into, but it does show you when that happens that you do need to put more work into school. Having a job is a privilege. It is, because not everyone gets accepted to have a job. You don't always make the job interview, but having that job sometimes does take you off track, but it also needs to teach you that that's a privilege that can be taken away from you. You could lose your job. You just need to work hard in both areas, school and work. Tips for success would be to prioritize your time. Having time management when you have a job would be one of the best things ever. I struggle with that sometimes. Sometimes it's very hard for me to come home from work, because on Saturdays I work from 10 to 7, and so sometimes it's hard for me to come home from work on Saturday and clean my room up or do schoolwork. But I have to learn that those things don't hold off. Those things have a due date. And so you need to get those done, and some days it's a few days late, but it's important to try to get it on time. And another thing would to be that would be a struggle, or a tip for success would be to take care of yourself. You want to make sure you're well fed, you're well rested, showered, just maintaining your mental health, because that is a big impact on how you perform in your school life and how you perform at work. Learn from challenges. This is a hard one for me. I struggle sometimes with when something happens and it affects my day, or it makes me have a bad day. It affects me in my work life, and I try to push through. It's one of my biggest critiques to myself, but it does help you succeed. I have people trying to keep me on track, and it really does help. I've kind of talked a little bit about my experience with having a job, but I want to touch a little bit more. I have learned important skills with customer service and teamwork. So in a job, you don't pick who you work with, and so maybe that person at work doesn't pull their weight as much as you do, and so it's hard to if it feels like you've worked with that person 3 days in a row, and it's like you're washing all the dishes. I work at a coffee shop. Sorry, I probably need to mention that. I work at my local cafe, and we're the only one in Martin County, and so we're pretty busy a lot of the time. And so typically if you work with that person and all the dishes are dirty and you have to go to the back while you're making a drink and wash dishes while they're not doing anything, it's typically annoying, and it just doesn't flow well in the workspace. But say if you work with someone who does do those things and keeps you on top, it really helps you. But also with the other person, you're still going to work with them. And so you have to learn how to manage that and do teamwork and pull all of that together. I recommend having a job. I got a job to save for a car, and it has helped me learn how to save my money and how to say no to things. Typically, before I had a job, I would just use my parents' money and spend here and spend there. But having your own job, it teaches you that spending money gets expensive. It comes in slow and it goes away fast. And swiping that card all the time, it's very selfish to do that to your parents. And so once you have your own money and you have to do it to yourself, you realize that that's not something that you really want to do to your parents. And so it really teaches you how to be resilient and respectful. That's all. And I do have a slideshow here. I would like to show you having a job as a teen, my introduction, and I'll make sure to email this to you so that you can go through it and read, and my pros is having a job as a teen. These are from my personal experience and how I feel towards having my job. Some cons, which I spoke over these, and I spoke over the pros. Tips for success, and my experience. And so I really hope if anyone watching this has a struggle with wondering if they need to get a job, or feeling like they need to, it's definitely, I recommend, and it definitely helps you with communication and teamwork and resilience, money spending. It really helps with those things. Thank you so much for listening, and again, my name is Sydney Gant. Thank you, guys.